Okay, good morning. Today I'm going to talk about the flight risk assessment form. This form is used to assess the flight risks and to mitigate those risks. It has been decided that any flight with a score of over 15 is unacceptable and must be either cancelled or mitigated depending on your company's policy. This form is divided into 6 parts. The first part is the date and the airport selection. You can go to this airport and you select from the drop down list any airport that you select, and if it is not there, you can write the airport. Okay, you can enter the airport name. The second part, like we said, is the airport, and then the third part is the pilot qualification and experience. The fourth part is the operating environment, and the fifth part is the equipment on board the aircraft, and the sixth we get the total scores, and it's either acceptable or not acceptable. And then we have the reset form that you can click to reset the form if you have entered any value that is not acceptable to you. So we have on top the risk value and the flight value. The risk values are fixed and they cannot be changed. We can only enter in these parameters. So the flight value, it's either 0 or, for example, 5. Between 0 and 5. It cannot be 6, it cannot be 4, it cannot be 1. It's either 0 or 5, and so on. This one, for example, the captain with less than 100 hours the last 90 days can be either 3 or 0. After you complete the form, we get a total score here. We get a total score for each section, and then a total for all the above sections. And this total must not be greater than or equal to 15. In case it is over 15, then the chief pilot or the operations manager must assess and review the situation and decide either to approve the flight or cancel the flight or mitigate the risks. Some risks can be mitigated and others cannot. For example, if we have a first officer with less than 100 hours in the last 90 days, okay, so maybe we can replace the first officer with another more current officer. Okay. On the other hand, if we're going to a mountainous airport or uncontrolled airport, then this cannot be changed. It cannot be mitigated. Okay. If it is a mountainous uncontrolled airport, maybe. Okay. So already we have a total of 10. Let's suppose it's a pop-up trip and the crew didn't have enough time to rest. So now we are at 13. Maybe it's a night operation. So now we are at 18. And it's unacceptable. So in this case, what can we do? In order to mitigate the risks, we can for example, give the crew more notice, delay the flight. Okay, if we delay it now, we're at 15. We're almost there. Well, then it's up to the company to decide if they want to go ahead with this flight or not. Anyway, so we set the form and we can start all over again. So this form is really nice to be used as a flight risk assessment. And always keep a copy, because the authorities might ask you how do you do assessment for your flights.